If you've ever considered building an online community, this episode is for you. I'm so excited about today's guest, Vanessa. She is the founder of the global community Latino World Travelers. She has Latino Travel Fest, a previously online conference, now in person and soon to be happening around the world. She is manifesting that one. I'm so excited to bring her in to share both her learnings and her failures in building her community. And one of the things to note is that Vanessa does this because she truly wants this community in her life. And she is a soul-led entrepreneur that really works hard and builds what she wants from the heart. You will hear that loud and clear in today's podcast episode. But if you're new here, welcome. I'm Christine Lozada. This is Everyday Badassery. This is a mini series in which I am helping you with these interviews and these stories to be 1% more badass in your small business as an entrepreneur or as a creator. If you're considering building an online community, learn from Vanessa. She is the winner of the Inclusion Award, the Bessie Awards winner. She is loved and known by her community and is such a badass as an entrepreneur. I need not say more. Let's bring her in.
Hello, my name is Vanessa Fondeur Adams, and I am a soul-led entrepreneur, and I cannot wait to share my journey with you.
And you literally just finished Latino Travel Fest in New Jersey, which I love. And you've been building this community for some time that you've heard about in the intro. And don't forget to check the show notes. But I would love to start with, as you've been building this community over the years, what are some of the biggest learnings that you've had for someone who's wondering if they should build a community too?
Some of the biggest learnings that I've had, and I love that you asked this question because I rarely go into entrepreneurship questions in podcasts, is that people crave community.
Yeah.
People crave to be with other people. And if I can provide that space, I am going to provide it. I personally created this community because I was craving community myself. I was part of many groups for travelers, but I never felt like I fit in because I came at 17. I spoke mostly Spanish. I speak Spanglish, English, but I wanted to be able to be myself. And there was no community for Latinos who love to travel. So what I did is that what didn't exist, I created it.
I love that. And why not, right? And so as you've created this community, actually, for those who don't know, what are the different ways that your community comes together?
Yes. So we host also meetups around the country. Back in the day, I used to host trips, but I stopped because my schedule as a teacher doesn't really allow me a lot of flexibility with that. But they also, I host a virtual events and expert sessions where I bring speakers to share their knowledge about different topics. And also I host what I call virtual travel parties, where I bring a Latino to share their experience in a country. And my goal is to do 100 and literally represent one Latino for every country in the world. And I already have over 60 episodes in our YouTube channel.
Oh, that's so powerful.
When you see someone who looks like you feel you belong in those spaces. And having that representation is very important to me. I want to open a magazine and see people who look like me. I want to see a travel show and see people who look like me. So how do we get the ball rolling? Well, by starting with ourselves and with our immediate network.
I love that. And as you grew over time, what were some of the key ways that you were able to grow your community?
I started first with a Facebook group. Because it gave me that space, that safe space for people to share their experiences, ask questions and not feel like they were going to be attacked.
Yeah.
Sometimes asking family is not the right way. My mother is the first one that's going to tell me, don't go over there. It's so dangerous. So I don't need to hear that. I need to be surrounded by people who are going to support me and guide me in the process. So I wanted to serve as that space for us. And then I started the Instagram account where I started featuring and spotlighting people who were already traveling. Because if you see someone oh, this person is in Dubai, looking at, beautiful things. You're like, oh, wow. I show me how they did it, so I can
Hmm.
see myself going there and see that it is possible for me.
I love that. And I think Facebook is such a simple and easy place to start. And I mean,
Yes.
don't forget, she didn't kick off her community by doing a Facebook group and a social account on every platform and Latino Travel Fest in person all at once. Like these things came over time. And so did
Mhm.
you evolve from Facebook to elsewhere, or did you stay with just Facebook groups? Because I mean,
I
it's a
started
great
with,
option.
yeah, Facebook group. I started in 2015.
Hmm.
Then Instagram started in 2018. Then we started doing the things in Zoom
Oh, hmm.
in the pandemic. We even hosted like a champeta dance class because we saw Shakira dance in the Super Bowl, champeta. And I'm like, oh,
Good.
African Colombian dance? Let me bring someone from Colombia and do a dance class. Pakistani cooking class. I'm like, we can't travel. We're going to bring the world to people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can find community in many different ways. My goal is to actually now create a membership platform
Hmm.
so we can have our own hub where
Yeah.
everything is in there. So that's everything is slow because remember, I am a full time high school teacher and working with Latino World Travelers is my passion, but I'm not there yet. I'm evolving with time, little by little.
Yeah, I love that. It's powerful. This is long game. Building a
Long game.
community isn't something that happens overnight, and it can also happen on your own time frame because the last I checked, 2015 was not yesterday. This is something that's evolved over time and has become powerful and is also a large community now. But that didn't just happen, being handed to you. And also didn't happen without some bumps or mistakes along the way. So I'd love to hear, because you all know I love to keep it real on this podcast, not just the
Mhm.
positive sides, but some of the not so positive sides. So tell me about some of the mistakes that you have made over time or things you've learned over time that someone
Mhm.
can take with them to either try to avoid or see as potential obstacles to try to move around as they're building their own
Mhm.
community.
Well, one of the things that I will say mistakes that I've made is that sometimes I worry too much about getting a lot of people.
Yeah.
Quantity, quantity. And then I realized, you know what? Stop chasing people. Your vibe attracts your tribe.
Mm.
It's better to be quality versus quantity. And once I had that shift, so many worries are gone. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just going to keep doing and creating the impact that I want with the community that I have. Focus on those and that will open the doors for others. But
Mm.
before it was like, no, I see this community that has hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
I want to be like them. And I was so worried trying to reach that. And it's like, no, you're trying to reach that and not really serving the community you already have. Why don't you
Mm.
just serve the community you already have? Because, comparison, you compare yourself,
Mhm.
but comparing yourself just brings you not joy.
And you also don't know all the ins and outs of what you're comparing yourself to, right? I see that so often with creators where you see these gems or shiny objects that you want to squirrel and run after or be like that. But you don't know if that is the right thing for you or even the right thing for that community. Because what you see on the surface, only that, owner of the community really knows what's happening underneath. And so if you start with the right intentions and you try to get the right people in the door, that is the best place to start because too frequently building the best community comes from word of mouth and from
Yeah.
other people sharing and bringing in more like-minded people who can engage and be a good person within that community.
Mhm.
That's a
Yes.
really good learning. I would love to hear because Latino Travel Fest just happened. For
Mhm.
someone who feels inspired to start a community, tell us something that, I don't know, something beautiful that came from your community that you may not have expected.
We hit so many bumps on the road planning this fest in person because again it's a pioneering event.
Yeah.
It's the first one and no one really knows a lot about it. We had to do a lot of marketing and like inviting, but I share with the speakers, look, this is the situation. As much as we wanted to bring in as many people as we wanted to and grow it bigger than last year, uh, people are not buying the ticket. And the speaker said, you know what? We're going to support you no matter what. Don't even pay us.
That's the right people in the room.
99.9% of the speakers, I didn't have to pay. And I felt embarrassed because I'm like, we Latinos are usually overlooked and people don't pay us what we deserve. And the fact that they said, you know what, that doesn't matter because what you're building is powerful and we want to be part of that journey. And I literally, when I had the conversation with each one of them, I was scared because I'm like, oh, if they all drop, then we don't really have a conference. But the fact that they literally said, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We got you.
That is a very vulnerable and honest share. Thank you.
That felt so good. Like, even like it's making me tear a little bit because I'm like, wow, they really believe in this.
Yeah, that it's an investment. It's an investment back because, and I love that you lead from heart and that this wasn't a mass email that went out to someone. These were individual conversations because again, like let's pretend you had a humongous event with 500 speakers. Like, how are you possibly going to connect with all of them, right? You have a very engaged small community who believes and is invested in this as much as you are invested because I mean, it shows how invested you are, not only in the way you talk about it, but in the actions that you've taken. That's amazing.
My husband will tell you, as soon as I come in from school, I come into my desk and I'm working. He brings me dinner and then he's like, you neglect me when the fest is. And I'm like, I'm sorry. If I want to build this, I need to like put in the work. And you know, as hopefully as it grows, you know, then it will be different. But for right now, we need to do this.
Yeah.
We need to invest the time and
I have
energy.
a good one. Yes. I know you're someone who does vision boards, who manifests. Fast forward to whatever time frame it is. What does this community become? I want to hear some of your big dreams.
Well, one of the things that I say, I want to be the most loved Latino community for travelers in the world. That's the one thing. And I want to be hosting the Latino Travel Fest in multiple continents. Imagine me bringing my conference to Dominican Republic or taking you to Europe to have this conference and meeting with Latinos who live there, or taking it to Asia. Ooh, and meeting with Latinos who are there. Oh my God. So it could be like, because it's such an interconnected world and I want people to have access to that. There are Latinos everywhere. How can we connect with them too?
Yeah, powerful. So, I love that. This is all in the show notes for you, but don't forget to check out her community. Tell us, where can people find it?
Well, you can find Latino World Travelers in our website, www.Latino World Travelers, also www.Latino Travel Fest. And you can find us on Instagram. That's where we are the most active, and the Facebook group as well.
I love that. Yay. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you. See you soon. Thank you so much.
Don't forget, all of Vanessa's info is in the show notes. Connect with her, connect with me. Check out Latino World Travelers. What an amazing community she has created and is creating. I cannot wait to see the success of Latino Travel Fest. Share this with someone. It might help. And in the meantime, go forth, be badass, and we'll see you in the next adventure. Ciao.